So this little guy is today's project. Let me actually orientate it the correct way for you. But this little guy is a lockable little glove box. It fits in the Pioneer 500 dash right here where the warning labels go. It's pretty simple. You just drill out these rivets, which we're going to do in a moment. And you can take a Dremel or a Sawzall or a utility knife and cut it out. I have a Dremel, so I'm just going to draw some lines and cut it out real quick. One of the issues you might have, like I do, is I have a winch in the front bumper. Speaking of which, here's my cool homemade blinker grill guard bumper combo. If you have that, the factory spot to put the winch controller is right here, right where the glove box comes through and mounts. But it looks like there's room enough off to the side over here, unfortunately right where moisture can go, to move that controller over to the side and make room. So I'm going to cut out the hole. We're going to test fit it and see, and before I relocate this, but I'm pretty sure I can unbolt it using just two of the mounting bolts on one side and put the controller over here in this corner out of the way, so we can put the glove box straight through and mount it in place. So it should work pretty simple by the looks. So I'm going to get the camera stand set up and I'll have you guys follow along as I cut out the hole and install this nice glove box. Alright, so let's get this set up. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and drill out the rivets. So I'm just going to take a Milwaukee drill set. I love these little things. And get one just big enough to chew in aluminum. Yeah, might as well. Don't need the chuck right now. Take these guys out. Alright. Hey, nice hat. Nice safety hat. Get your hat on. If you haven't welded these on your vice grips, it makes adjusting them a hell of a lot easier, and you can hang on to them and pull them with the pullers. Nice. Piece of adhesive aluminum. Make a heat shield for something. Let's see how big of a hole we need to make in a second. So we just need to scratch a line. So what everybody I've seen online does is just connected the holes. So taking the square, right straight across, center hole. Yeah, need a smaller straight edge, but it will do. Hey buddy, why don't you hop up here, because I think you are blocking both with the camera. Nice job, bud. That's a vice grip. You say vice grip? Nice, good enough. So we got our marks. We got our marks, don't we, buddy? And you can just score with a utility knife, cut it out, or I'm going to just take the Dremel and zing it out. Get the boy sidetracked with his bike in the barn out of the way, so we can get this done. So I got the flex head attachment for my Dremel. Works really well for doing these little stupid jobs, and we're gonna get this done. Done.
gorgeous. All right. So we got a hole cut out. Now we're just going to relocate our little winch controller. And whoever wired that did a terrible job. That wasn't me. So, man, why would they literally strip the wires and instead expose the electrical. So they just put electrical tape around that. Wow. Okay. That's abysmal. So anyhow, when it goes down through, it's going to aim for that portion of the controller. And I think, the looks of it, it's going to miss the outer two bolts. So I got to undo it all, and I can use 2 of the bolts to mount the controller off to the side. And we'll have plenty of room. 11mm socket. Great. Oh, I see now. Just a plate of steel. There's only 2 bolts actually holding on. The plate actually goes with the winch controller. Alright.
So there's the final install. Pretty close to flush fitting all the way around. It is sturdy as all get out. That is not going anywhere. With this lock box comes a set of keys, which I'm going to go ahead and put on the key set. So we can actually lock it. Oh, there they're here. And have a secure spot to keep the phones, paperwork, everything else right here on the buggy. And it looks great on the dash. Sorry for the dust everywhere. And it actually matches pretty close too. So that is a successful project. With a locking glove box or Pioneer 500. So this glove box, I couldn't remember how to pronounce the name. The Chug box, that's what it is. It's made from all steel, mounts in, and the only other thing I'm gonna look at doing is I would like to have a USB charger in here for my cell phones. So now that we get it installed, we're gonna look at, for this Chug box, look at putting a hole, unfortunately, in this beautiful box, and see about adding a USB charger. So the style I usually use on most of my equipment is waterproof. It's got 2 ports. What I like is it shuts itself off and doesn't stay running, or some of them do. And actually, this is a newer, updated version. This one I don't have to turn on. Perfect. So only reason I was wondering about putting it in there is some of the ones I've used, the older models, you had to click a button to turn them on. This looks like it, when the key's on, it's on. Sweet. Perfect for this job. So what I was thinking about doing is on the sides or in the top where it's out of the way. And on the top, I think is the perfect spot for that, is going through and putting that plug right up in the top, where I can put the ports in, but when it's bouncing around, it's not going to get sheared off by anything else. And yeah, let's go ahead and see about doing it. I'll get the hole saw set out, and we'll get this mounted in and wired in. So, I've got a hole saw. The closest one I have, what size is it? 1 1/8" to this USB charger. And I want it up in the top, but where it doesn't get broken off. So I want it as close to the top of this buggy as I can get. I'll put the drum on in a minute. Hey, leave your shoes on, Jack Jack. You got sand in there?
Yeah.
Alright, you can take it off. Oh, nice. Just enough to keep it from rusting. Snug. Now I just need to run 2 wires up. That cigarette lighter that's already on there, and she's good to go. So let's take a look. So there she be, drilled top, upper left, passenger side corner, I should say. So from the inside, it's gonna be right tucked up top, right there. So anything bouncing around in here should be sinking to the bottom, all the heavy things. So it shouldn't break off any of the charging ports. The cover on it flips down out of the way, plug in, and go. Nice. And if any water gets in there, it should go to the bottom. And so that should stay dry unless the whole box fills. So it should be nice and watertight. Doesn't interfere with the latch. That came in awesome. So there it is, a Chuga box install. The 2.0 model with a lock. We've gone through, modified it with a USB port for charging phones inside. And we dealt with the more complicated issue of moving the winch controller off to the side, which I'm not 100% happy with. I think I'm going to move it further over and out of the way in a different spot, but it's moved for the moment. So now the only thing left is pulling off power right down here. Or actually, I'll probably steal it, another one off the accessory harness that we bought. So let's do that. So we have a pretty simple wiring job to do. We have the rocker switches, which is going to run the LEDs and possibly turn on the winch eventually. We have a little horn button that we've added, which is right here. And we have 2 charging outlets to wire in. And that's all that's left underneath the dash wiring I need to do. Oh, my sidekick's sitting here stabbing me with a piece of rubber pipe. All right.